Good morning. This is another edition of Now and Then. I want to talk to you about the world's state of complacency. Uh, in 2023, August the 7th, Hamas uh, attacked uh, citizens of Israel and those that was at a park and killed some 1,200 and captured about 251. Uh, some of them are still being held now. And since that time, Israel has launched a deadly assault on the whole citizens of Gaza. And their whole attempt is to root out Hamas. They are saying now, Netanyahu is saying now that he's not going to stop until Hamas is completely destroyed. Uh, I'm talking about uh, the complacency of the world leaders, people that put forth efforts to tell you how much they care, how much they are concerned about humanitarian relief. They send supplies all around the world because the world is hungry, and they cannot just sit in their own offices and just talk about a situation. They have to do something about it. Rich people send different aids because they feel like they have to do something about it. It tugs on their humanitarian heart and they have to do something. But when it comes to Israel, you can see the hypocrisy because Israel is doing something that most people would simply say it is totally wrong, and yet it is still being allowed to do. I say being allowed to do because it can be stopped. It can be stopped. The only reason why it's not being stopped is because the whole world is complacent in what is happening. They talk a good game, but they don't want to put forth the efforts to do anything about it because it is going to affect or impact their country. I think it comes a time when it's more important to do what is right than it is to be concerned about the effects of how it's going to affect you personally. And the world has not gotten there. It's not gotten there yet. Now, what happened in World War I, the world got there, but the world got there in World War I because they was forced to get there. And I think that may be what's going to happen now. People are going to have to be forced to get there. In World War II, it happened. The world finally got there because they were forced to get there. Even the United States did not want to get involved in World War II until the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. They was forced to get there. Now, how is it going to be forced to get? The world is going to be forced to get into this Israeli Gaza wall, and I don't even want to call it a wall because it's just so one sided. Uh, the Gazians are just there, and they're being bombed and they're being starved. I read and heard about 85,000 that has already been killed, bombs falling. on their heads. They are being asked to go to a certain part of the country, of the territory of Gaza, and then bombs fall on that particular territory. Food is being cut off from even entering in. Do you not understand starvation? And I'm not just talking about the soldiers of Hamas, which is what Israel want to portray, but I'm talking about babies. I'm talking about children. I'm talking about hospitals now that cannot take care of the injured or even the sick, or the normal sickness that is just happening on a normal base. Can't even address that because of the destruction that is happening in Gaza. And the whole world is talking, but no one is really putting forth the effort. I mean, they're putting forth effort, but their efforts are not successful. And it's been going on, and it's still going on. President Trump said in during his election, his campaign, that once he get in office, that the first day he will end the war. He talks about the destruction of people, of killing of lives in Gaza and in Ukraine. But there's a difference between the killing in Gaza and the killing in Ukraine. Because now he's mad at Putin and he says he's going to give Putin 50 days to, to cease fire. He's not saying anything about Netanyahu. Give Netanyahu 50 days. In fact, 50 days is just too long. I would say now, do it right now. He just entertained Netanyahu in Washington, D.C., and that was supposed to be a great announcement about a ceasefire. Netanyahu still has not entered into a ceasefire, and Trump hasn't did anything about it. Why? Because of complacency. They are so involved in Israel's right to defend itself that they allow Israel to kill indiscriminately whomever they wish to kill, all in the guise of I'm trying to kill one Hamas terrorist, but I'm going to bomb 50 innocent babies to kill one Hamas. Something is wrong with this picture. Remember when the students was campaigning and they were protesting on the campuses of the United States, and there was a big uproar about that, and there were three presidents of these great institutions that was fired or quit because they were not doing enough to protect the citizens of Israel, the students that was going there. But yet you're talking about in Israel or in Gaza, you're allowing innocent babies to be killed. But you're talking about on campuses of the United States colleges just protecting Israel. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And how do you fix it? How do you tug at people's heart and say, this is wrong and you need to do something about it? How do you do that? How do you do that? I don't know the answer to that, but I'm saying to you that the whole world is in turmoil right now. The whole world is in a chaotic condition right now when you can allow one country to indiscriminately kill whomever he wish or it wish, simply for the fact of I'm trying to defend myself. Something is definitely wrong. I'm Clarence Williams. This is another edition of Now and